Okay, so we've already made a couple of videos about why reverse grip doesn't work, but one of the criticisms we're getting is that we are not trying hard enough when we fight in reverse grip. So this is Matt. He's my friend. He's an excellent fencer. We are going to do this.
I think I am an excellent fencer.
We're going to do this as well as we can. We're going to give it our all. We leave nothing on the table.
We're going to try and hit each other, but we're also going to try and stop each other.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that we've been told that we need to close distance aggressively, block with our forearms with these things. We covered a lot of these things in the first video, but this is a video that's just going to be about trying our absolute best, so there is no doubt whatsoever in anybody's mind that, we gave this a fair shot.
Yep.
Reverse grip with a long sword. Fence. Hand. Hand, arm, head.
Point didn't get to me.
All of me. Everything. Oh, that was my hand. And my back.
Okay.
So I got in. I managed to get in. But I was locked up because I had nothing I could do. He had a free arm.
Another thing I point out, when he's doing that, he can only come up into a dagger grip and thrust or cut from that side. That's all he can do.
I have no attack capabilities on this side.
Nothing
This is an
top.
extremely weak.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt.
That would not cut me.
Wouldn't cut.
Sorry.
So I have to attack on this side or with a thrust.
And I
Here we
can do all those things from any side I want.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Fence.
Okay. That time he did, I think, cut my shoulder a little bit.
A little bit, but he got my wrist somewhere in there. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a weak parry. Oh, so
Nice forearm.
I made as strong as I could parry, but because I'm not in a good position, it started to rip the sword out of my hand. It made my parry come down, and he hit me on the forearm. All right,
You'll
so
notice that in order to even be effective, he has to do reverse grip
in a forward
like
grip.
this. Because guess what? Fencing, fighting with weapons, you're supposed to protect and attack with them.
The whole advantage of a sword is the reach I get. Reverse grip negates that reach. So in order to be effective, I have to put my reach back out, but now
Right.
all the biomechanics that make the sword work are gone.
And when you're using a long sword normally, you can be out like this. What is vulnerable on me is maybe some stuff around here, but I can easily adjust to protect different parts of my body. When he's got it like this,
Look at all this opening right here. I can't block this side of me. It's a super easy target. So he's got all of this there. The best I can do, he does that, is I can come here. This isn't very effective because look at the time it takes, as opposed to this.
here's something I think people are thinking that he would be like this, and then come in like this,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Okay, so we're gonna try that. I'm gonna start like this and come in blocking with this. Ready? Fence. Oh my god. It was really slow. Let's try it again. Give it a shot. Okay, he stabbed me.
I stabbed him in the throat right before he kind of bumped me
Bumped
with
him.
the blade a little bit.
Alright, I'm gonna try this better. I'm gonna try it from a little farther away. Ready? Fence. So I tried to go for his leg because that's what we've been told works. I'm so exposed, I got hit right in the face immediately. All right, one more shot. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Let's go. Fence. Oh. Nope. I came in with as best as I could, a powerful downward strike to his exposed body. Can you just move the sword? Carry it.
Well, my body is exposed a little bit, but honestly,
Yeah, easily parried. And then all you have to do is I know where to go.
I did what's called a seating parry, which means you give way. I allowed it to go past and hit.
And because I didn't have the mechanical capability to switch directions and parry on this side, the only course of action I had would have been to dive roll away. All right, your turn, so not biased. Ready?
Yeah.
Fence. And. Okay.
You got through the. Holding it like this is so weak that even though he hit the blade just went wonk like this and he flipped my forearm. It's over. I'm dropping the sword. My tendons are here.
So, what I did was he had his thrust out. I went to bind it. I came under him, went like this. He did touch me with the sword, but it was with the back edge of the blade, and it was a slap in. It wasn't a cut.
And it was on accident. It was on accident because I don't even know what I did.
Yeah. All right.
Whereas, let's replay that similar binding thing like this.
If I tried that here, he could easily switch and parry, do all sorts of things. Or he could move it in a way, yeah, he could just deceive me. If I try and deceive in this, go ahead. Okay, so I deceive. I'm locked, and I have no mobility. Nothing I can do.
Yes, I can touch this with the flat of my hand as long as I'm not squeezing it. And if he's holding it like this, and I close in and push my hand against this blade,
it's locked there.
What's he gonna do?
Yeah. Once he pins the sword to me, so let's say I do get in close, like we've been told works. I'm gonna try and get in close. I do something, he trusted me, right? And I get in close. I have nowhere I can go. I cannot lift my arm. I am stronger than Matt.
Yes.
I'm stronger than Matt.
Matt lifts, I do not.
Come here and try and push my arm down. I can lift.
Yeah.
I can bench over 200 something pounds. I cannot move my arm up. It does not work in that direction.
Well, and even if it did, you would need time.
Yeah.
Guess what? You don't have.
I don't have time. I don't have time. So mechanically, it's in a. Now try it again. Try it again. Put my arm down.
Okay. Yeah, he has his other arm.
That's my other arm. That's why I'm here. I've got my other arm, right? Go ahead. Push my arm down. Hit him in the face. It's not perfect, but all right.
When it's my face and it's a sharp blade, it's gonna.
Back to yours. Ready? Thanks. Just have to deceive it. It's easy. I know where it's coming.
I was desperately trying to think of some way to get close, while still somehow using this to protect myself. My plan was to do something like this, and then maybe this, and this. But the problem is, I have such weak control in this grip that as soon as I started to cover myself with it like this,
I deceived.
he went under it, and because my stupid arm is in front of my face, which maybe is my fault, but since I'm holding it this way, if I want to lead in any way with the weapon, I have to lead with my hand.
And there's not a guard.
It's vulnerable.
Yeah, it's vulnerable. The reason that I have leverage and I have point control with this grip. I can move my point extremely fast. That's why this is so deadly. This is awkward and I have less control. It's not a good position, and even if I do have good point control, here's my reach. So, ready, stay there. Here's my reach. I'm just gonna switch my hand and grab it. That's now my reach. I've lost that much, and this feels terrible.
So,
I think we've proved it with long, so let's move on. Okay, so another thing we get told a lot is that it is made for shorter blades. We already discussed this in the last video, but again, just to show that in good faith, we were trying as hard as we can. We're going to go at each other like we mean it. And again, the same things apply. It doesn't have the right mechanical advantage. It doesn't have, and all the things we talked about last time. It's an espada. It's a Filipino short sword, but it's about the same length as most other short swords, like a Wakazaki, or a Messer's a little bit longer, but it's the same general idea.
It's a short sword.
It's a short sword, so it's going to have the same basic properties as most short swords. All right, short sword. Really going for it. And fence. Hand. Hand. Elbow. I got him.
You got me here, but the sequence was you were going past me.
Hit.
I hit long before.
Hit.
If I hit him here in the elbow like that with a sharp blade,
I'm done.
he's not going to have the wherewithal to do what he did afterwards.
And if I do, it's going to be supremely compromised. Are you ready? Yeah, this.
See the pattern?
Ready? I'm going to try to get in. Ah. Yeah, all across my face.
So not only was I able to cut him, I was able to cut him and close the line.
And close the line.
And hit his hand.
In my head, in my hand.
And even if he had gotten close enough to do something with his blade, I knew what he was going to do, and I had my sword down here ready to manage it. But at that point,
I've only got one line of attack, and it's this side of my body. This is too awkward to do.
and I'm going to see him transitioning.
Yeah, it's so slow, it's easy to take care of. All right, I'm going to try something different.
You almost had your point here, but you had no way of digging it in.
I made the initial block with my form like we've been told. I think it got a little bit of whip over anyway, and this dug into my arm pretty hard. I wouldn't have really been able to take this if I didn't have this glove on. But after I did this, I had nowhere to go. This didn't do anything.
And even if it had,
He was right there with another one. Let's go again. I want to test this out again. I want to see if this works. Ready? Thanks. Oh, nope. Because this is so close to my body, he could easily slip by it. Whereas if it was in forward grip, do it again. Boom, that is so easy to get to, and it totally blocks. Easy. Right?
I wouldn't have just gone like this after I got parried.
Yeah.
And even then, you see how quickly he can parry with
Parry or close. With this, so here's the difference. Now I'm going to parry this. Ready? That's a cut. Yeah.
Now that time, you kind of did almost get a little bit of a stab here, but you did it after I had done this.
I forgot my hand. Now watch the difference. This is as fast as I can go with this one. Go. He got my hand. We're gonna give me this block. We're gonna give me this block. I got him there, but it was medium fast.
Yeah.
And that's after I was given the block. Let's do it again, right?
Another point I'd like to make about that is, that's not anything he couldn't have done by just holding it normal.
Yeah. So let's do it again, ready? Faster. Or he's got reaction time too.
Well, he didn't get the thrust because
I didn't get the thrust.
I beat to the side.
Yeah,
But it was a hell of a lot harder for me to deal with his response when he was holding it like this.
Okay, let's keep going with this. We're gonna try this arm block. Ready?
Sort of looking more apart,
Okay.
in case they think we're starting too
Yeah.
close.
Thanks. The back of my sword. So, I was able to take this block, and then I got it like this. The back of my sword, which might be sharp, but what you couldn't see is this. As I hit, my sword extended almost out of my hand. I didn't have leverage enough to make a good cut. Not really.
And I caught it on the guard.
Caught on the guard. Keep going, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I took this block and then I flapped it. It's a flap. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go after this block. If I want to be fast, I'm gonna get him like this, and there's no power behind it.
Well, I just put my arm down.
Try again. Thanks. All right, switch.
it almost came flying out of my hand because my fingers are up here. I'm gripping it like this. He hit it this way, it just, what it does.
So I'll give you some insight. Matt does not have Kali Filipino martial arts or other experience. I do have some, so we're trying different things. He was doing more of a European style short grip. I'm going to be doing more of a Kali style to see if it makes a difference.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't think so. I didn't feel much more than your hand.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Nope. You miss. I got your hand too.
You get my arm.
Yeah.
I missed my thrust.
And
So I think I carried it.
no, I hit your hand before.
You hit the hand?
I
Okay.
hit the hand into your parrot
Okay.
because your hand was out there.
So if I keep my hand away,
Yeah, you keep your hand away. Try it. Try to keep your hand away. So running away is a specialty of reverse grip.
I don't know what else to do.
And
Did I get you at all?
after I hit you in the hand,
Yeah. See, again, if I'm fast enough, I might be able to kind of deliver a cut here,
after he's been hit.
but I can't.
The takeaway from this is he's getting hits, but they're always after I hit him first.
Right. We don't have hit points.
Yeah. Once you get hit, once you're done. So like,
If we're dueling each other with sharp weapons, sure, you can talk about how high my pain tolerance is. Maybe I can take a light cut here and go, I'm tough. But the fact is, I don't know, and I can't know. And I would imagine that I'm not going to be fighting nearly the same after that happened.
no.
I'm going to lose a lot of strength. I'm going to be worried. I'm going to be in pain. It's just,
And why would you sacrifice that if you could just block normally in forward grip? Let's keep going.
you hit my thumb.
Done. And go on.
And not only did he hit my hand, after he hit my hand, his blade hit this so hard that I almost dropped it again. And I'm trying to hold on to this. I'm not as strong as him, but I can grab things. I'm an able-bodied guy who has decent grip strength.
I'm gonna try something. Yeah, that's my theory is proven right.
So
I have an offhand.
I thought if I tried for a thrust,
I just stopped it with my hand.
so you can do things. I think you can do things.
Yeah.
I think you got out of the way of my thrust.
Move the thrust, block the hand, hit the head.
I can't do anything.
With the forward,
Except for maybe, if I'm lucky. Go ahead.
punch stop him with his other hand.
Now we're basically in
Yeah.
a grappling match, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Which is what I would suggest reverse grip is for. If I have an offhand dagger, I would have, if I'm not using it as a parrying weapon, let's say we're in a style where I don't have a parrying weapon. I now have this. He comes in with his forward grip or reverse grip or whatever he's got. I don't care. I can dagger into that. I can stop that, hit that, or if he's coming in here with a forward grip, cutting in forward grip, I can block that, and now I've got my dagger with him. And I can do things where I can hook with that there, if I want to close. Now I probably have it in forward grip, because I tend to like that extra distance. But I've seen legitimate use cases where it's a reverse grip dagger in a style where you are not parrying with that dagger. This is not a parrying weapon. It is specifically designed for close grip grappling. So I've got this for long range, but if I find myself up in here, now I've got a close grip hook with a dagger, not a sword. Let's keep trying. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. And body. I think I got hand and body here.
I can't always feel the hand through these gloves.
Ready?
See, I was trying to do something that I've heard people say where you need to use it as
A shield.
like a thing you parry with.
The problem is, because he holds it up there like it's a parry, if I've got this here, it's a parry, right?
Yeah.
He can tug in my hand, but I can move it. With this, Where am I going to move it? Here? Well, now my elbow's exposed. So if I've got this, if I have this here, yeah, my hand is there. But if he goes for my hand, I can subtly move my hand, and I can protect my hand. If I've got this here as a shield, he can go for my hand, and I can do this. But look how open my forearm is. It doesn't have the same coverage
I'll try that a little bit more.
as this. Try again.
I'll try it with my hand
Yeah.
sometimes back a little bit.
Yeah, let's try it. Ready? Too easy.
So, I almost had a chance. He cut.
So I cut
I
my
parried
hands.
the blade.
Yeah, you either
It was
parry.
clean, and I thought, oh boy, I can stab him. Brought this around. The leverage you get with this grip is so bad that as soon as he started pushing on the blade or my arm or anything,
He didn't even get to me. What happens is he came in here, he started to thrust. I caught it here, it slid to there, and he stopped. I rolled it off and I hit him in the hand. Did he
I
catch it?
can't do. That's another thing I want to point out. I'm gonna take my glove off in just a second,
Yeah.
not for fighting. So, when you're holding something like
Yeah, so
this,
back over.
look at my hand.
The camera's high.
Sorry.
Okay.
Look what I can do with my fingers. I can do this. I can do all kinds of cool shit. If I'm holding this thing like this, if I loosen my fingers, all it makes it do is fall down. I basically have to hold it really
You
tight.
have to hold it tight. That's it.
If anything makes it pull downward, it's probably coming out of my fingers. That's all I want to make is that you have a lot of cool finger dexterity if you hold it like this.
So I tried to do the closing in stuff, just so it's even. You try and close distance on me.
Close distance.
Close distance.
No weapon in front of me.
I'll even do it like this and give you a chance. So if you've got somebody who's fighting with a stick behind their back, which is a more traditional Kali kind of fighting style, I'll do this. Ready? He's gonna close. Okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want them to know that he had such good leverage holding it normally that through these plastic, like hema gloves, he hit me and I'm fine, don't worry. He cut me on the wrist and it hurt a little bit because this was so good and so accurate. Boom.
Okay, try and close distance.
Okay.
Even though he stopped my sword with his hand, which was good, he did a good job there, he didn't hit me. Because I was able to retreat. If he had been in forward grip, I would have been dead. If he had done that, that was a great move. In forward grip, even a cut with the distance he had, I would have been dead. But because he was in reverse grip, he missed. He missed with me just extending my arm and taking one step back, and then I was able to get out of the situation. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. One more time. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give you the hand. I'm going to give him the hand. Go. You know what? Oh, no, your face.
You cut my face, I'm pretty sure.
He did stab me here, but it was after I cut him in the face.
Yeah, so if we're fighting and that's sharp,
I'm going to give him this hand. I'm going to give him the hand. That's all I needed.
because as I'm going forward and trying to thrust, because of the way our wrists work, I cannot do the equivalent of this with my wrist bent for extra like this because my wrist won't. I have to go like this, which means that the tip goes down, which means I'm not getting closer with the tip.
I want to try one more thing.
Okay.
I want to try one more thing. Same thing with you hand. Ready? And go. Okay?
Yes.
But I negated his forward grip. Is your knee okay?
Oh yeah.
So what I did there, he's going to close, right? His forward grip, his reverse grip is done because it's not a dagger.
I might be able to do
Because
that.
it's not a dagger. No, you can't.
Maybe.
See why? Look how high you have to go. You have no leverage there. That's not going to hurt me.
No, probably not.
Probably not. And by the time I closed distance, I could have thrown him easily. If he had a dagger,
Go stab him.
if he had a dagger like this, and I had that kind of distance, now I'm in trouble. Now I'm in trouble because he doesn't need so much room. This is so long, it doesn't work in close quarters, which is the one case where a knife would work. So closing in actually Doesn't work with reverse grip.
I can't think of what else people might
Let's try it again. Try it again. No one.
Oh man.
Try and close. Try again. Two stab my hand. Don't do that one. Come on. No one. I don't want to do these. No.
I got the
A little bit in my hand.
But the thing
Do it
is,
for him.
hold on. I got him a couple times, right? He has no sword. Also, if I was like this,
Try
and he had
again.
no sword,
Let's try again.
everything is open. All I gotta do is decide
Do
where
reverse
to hit.
grip again. I want to see if I can do this now. I want to see if I can do this. Your best reverse grip. Try and find a little bit. Ready? Let's go.
I don't know if I got a stab or not.
No, you didn't get stabbed. I didn't feel any stabbing there. It would have actually hurt me. Because I know the distance of the strike. I had to dodge that first strike because he has no range.
Okay, so if it's good against someone, even if it were good against someone with no weapon, okay, congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, like, it worked semi-effectively against me without a weapon. It did not work against me with a weapon, but even without a weapon, it was semi-effective. And that should say something, right? Without a weapon, reverse grip sword is only semi-effective against me. I don't have a weapon. All I had to do was dodge the initial cut or thrust, and then I'm just going to jam up into him, because now his weapon is useless.
And furthermore, if I'm like this and I'm gonna stab him or cut him,
I know where it's coming.
if he sees me like this, he knows it's gonna come from that direction.
Yeah.
If he sees me like this, either it's gonna come from that direction or I'm gonna have to change. He's gonna see me change.
Now here's the other thing about this grip specifically. Just put your sword out like this. It's fairly strong right here. Right
Yeah,
here.
but-
But here it's not.
Actually, let's make a point there. Push. So in swords, this is the strong, this is the weak.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do leverage against someone else's weapon, you wanna do it with your strong against their weak. Push on my weak in this grip. That's my strong.
Oh, sorry.
Same point there.
Go ahead, sorry, wait, go ahead, wait.
Push on the weak. Like, I was squeezing hard. Now, see if I can do this. Now push on my weak. Like, it's still bent backwards, but
It's not as easy.
I feel like,
Watch the strong. Watch the strong. Now it's just an arm wrestling contest.
yeah.
Let's try the weak on the other side. Strong on the other side.
What do you mean?
Strong on the other side. Yeah. So, ready?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
Alright, so, like I said, I was squeezing really freaking hard.
But my
and what
point-
happened was my fingers were just wrenched open.
My point here is this, what I was going to say. In reverse grip, using this with a knife, there is some legitimacy because the power is here. So that actually will do some damage. But when the tip is all the way out here, I'm not going to cut him with this part of the sword. I'm going to cut him with the tip. The tip is the part that's going to be the most deadly on a knife. So you want that to be shorter, but
On a sword.
and a knife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the tip of the knife is the dangerous part.
Of course.
So the tip of the knife is where I want my power structure to be the strongest. Now the tip's way down here. I don't have the power to do any of these attacks.
Also-
So when we are in close, I've wasted the usefulness of reverse grip because it's now too close, or too long. Yeah, taking it away. Taking it away. Now with a knife, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
With a knife, there's actually some, because with a knife, a thumb-based disarm, no, turn the other way. Turn the other way. With the knife, a thumb-based disarm, or I'm going to go around the thumb, is going to be, I'm pulling it up through his pinky.
And I'm trying.
Yeah, through his thumb.
That was starting, and I'm fine, you
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel pain in my tendons from trying
With
to
reverse
grip.
grip, if this was a knife, go ahead. This is harder, actually. You can hold that better, can't you?
I guess.
You can a little bit, but the point of that is, that's with a knife. I was doing it on his forte. Watch this. The tip. You're
Yeah.
giving them a leverage point. With a smaller blade, with a knife, having it in this grip makes it debatably harder to disarm from you. I'm in close quarter situations. I have a hook. I have other things I can do.
By the way, knife fighting like this is actually pretty good too.
Yes, it
That's
is.
just my opinion.
No. I'm not saying that it's not. I actually prefer to knife fight with the blade forward because I like to fight at a distance. I don't like to close in. I'm not a wrestler. But there are certain schools of knife fighting that advocate getting in close because I can negate his forward grip. If I'm here, he can't stab me.
Guess what else? If I'm holding a knife
Yeah,
in a foregrip,
it's going to be hard to get in.
well, yeah, because I can have it
Yeah,
out here.
so you have to deal with this first. So I wouldn't want to start in reverse grip against a forward grip knife at distance because now I'm at the disadvantage of reach. I would probably want. I don't know why I didn't bring knives. I have knives in the car actually.
It's okay.
I would want to start with a forward grip knife so I could deal with this. If I got in, I could switch it. I could do that. But if I got in, the goal then would be a hook and do things like that. But again, like I can't do any of that with the sword.